So, Microsoft has shared the plans for the next generation of Xbox hardware and software at GDC. The improvements is in backward compatibility, so they're going to make older games play, and it should be with no issues on newer consoles. So this is part of their plans for the future because at GDC they did say what they're planning to do for the next 25 years of Xbox. Cloud streaming and Game Pass features were emphasized, showing Microsoft's commitment for accessible gaming. So they're going to keep Game Pass going. They're going to keep cloud streaming going. I don't think anyone was really expecting them not to, because cloud streaming, game accessibility, that's been Microsoft's business plan even when Phil Spencer was still steering the ship. I mean, I know he's still there, but I don't think he's making any of this. I don't think he's calling any shots. I think he's just there to show Asha Sharma what to do with the controls, and then because he'll be gone in October, they said. So I think as far as any business choices he's making, like any business direction, I think he has no say in it at all anymore. New developer tools and APIs were revealed aimed at helping indie and AAA studios create games more efficiently, which anything that increases indie games, more indie games coming to market and being able to play on the Xbox. Right now it's codenamed Helix. I don't know if that's going to be the new name going forward or if that's just a working title right now while um, so they had something to announce. But anything that's going to bring indie games to Xbox, that's going to be awesome. So I definitely am happy that they're getting behind indie titles because that's one thing that makes or breaks a con. That's one of the things. I shouldn't say the one thing, but you know, um, if you look at consoles that failed, sometimes it's just they had no third party support. So bringing in indie titles, especially that are much more affordable, um, that's that's going to be a that could be a big help to Xbox. Um, Microsoft is positioning Xbox as a long-term platform, competing with PlayStation and PC, focusing on both hardware and ecosystem. This is why I don't think Phil Spencer is calling the shots anymore. I think Phil Spencer was phasing Xbox out as his strategy, and I thought it was a suicidal one, and maybe Microsoft finally saw that as suicidal as well. But yeah, so but they because now the plan seems that they want to make Xbox a competitor to PlayStation and coexist with PC, be able to coexist with PC. And honestly, I do not want to go to where we just have PlayStation and Nintendo to choose from for console games. That's not what I want to that's not what I want to revisit. I mean, we had that in the 90s when it was just Nintendo and Sega. And then um, think about it. When Sega died out after the Dreamcast, we had PlayStation already. And then that's before the Sega Dreamcast came. Then when the Dreamcast died out, Xbox came in with from Microsoft. Think about and now if Xbox died, imagine we just had PlayStation and Nintendo to choose from, or PC. Um, so I'm glad that it looks like Microsoft is finally getting behind the Xbox, which I feel is one thing that's been lacking for a long time. Analysts and fans are curious about exclusive titles and how these tech upgrades will enhance performance. So, unfortunately, we don't have any news on that right now. How is the Xbox Helix gonna compete with, say, the PS5 Pro in terms of graphics, or what exclusive games are they going to have, or what exclusive features will the Xbox Helix do to make people want to get one? We don't know about that yet. So we'll just have to wait and see until more news of it comes available on that. And overall, the presentation showed Microsoft is thinking beyond just hardware, a complete gaming ecosystem. If they're doing that, that's good, because you don't want them to focus just on hardware, especially with how much they were putting all their eggs in the Game Pass basket. So yeah, if they're going to be focusing on ecosystem, that's fine. um, but they had to focus on consoles, and and part of an ecosystem needs games to that you can't get anywhere else. So all this came out at GDC. I know a lot of it was very vague. There weren't details announced, but this is also kind of uh, but this was also their 25-year plan. Um, you would expect the plan for the next 25 years to happen this soon. You would expect it to be vague. So I'm excited for the first time in a long time about Xbox's future. Um, when me and Dr. Games 101 were doing the Let's Discuss Gaming podcast, if Phil Spencer had offered me a job at Microsoft and on the caveat that I could turn Microsoft and the more importantly the Xbox around, I would have been like, dude, you did too much damage. I can't fix what you did. Um, and that was my attitude towards the Xbox. I thought it was just a matter of time and not a lot of time. And on but now I'm actually excited and think Xbox has a future, which I didn't think so before when Phil Spencer was steering the ship for the last few years. So that's good to know.